I clicked go live. Oh, hey guys. Welcome to Isobuddies, the place where you learn something. This week we're gonna make a vow, not to use the word Eskimo anymore because it's bad. Don't do it. It's like calling Native Americans Indians. It's racist as shit, apparently. We're also not gonna imply that any guests' mothers are promiscuous. We're not going to imply that anymore. These are basically retractions from last week's show. So, if you haven't watched that one, now you're definitely curious. So go back and check that out, Ryan Pavey. Tonight, though, this is a long-awaited. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, specifically to do this. And I have my friend Justin, who's been a friend of the show almost since we started. I think he's been a viewer, like a ritualistic viewer. He watches all the time with his Ouija board. And you can feel it. Yeah, Inuit. Inuit is one of them. It's Eskimo, like, encompasses like 6 or 7 different tribes that are basically very far North Americans. So native North Americans. I don't know if calling everyone natives is something, but I just say natives. I don't know. It's more, I don't know. I don't know if it's more inclusive or less. Anyway, so I got Justin on. We're going to talk some deep stuff tonight. Deep. We're probably going to offend some people. I probably am. I don't know about Justin. He's got better manners than me, it seems. I'm at the age I don't care. We're going to have a good time with it. It's all in good fun, guys. So if you're going to be easily offended, this might not be the episode for you. So, and I say easily, I mean easily. We're going to go light. We're going to get into names of isopods that suck. You can put your comments or post suggestions over there or down there. I don't know if you're watching on your phone. And you can join us the second half of the show. We're going to make fun of exotics keepers. We're going to go through some stereotypes by what you keep. So we're going to list some stereotypes. Don't comment till the end of that section because you're going to see how spot on we are. How's that sound? I hope that sounds fun. So, let's say hi to Beetle and Sandy Skinks, who's new around here. I think Mantis is here. All right. Who else do we got? Oh, Justin's here. All right, good. Blastcat was here a while ago, chomping for us to get started, and my good friend Coral. All right, awesome. I think I smudged my glasses when I took them off earlier. I'm glad everybody likes Alf. So, Justin, welcome to the show for the first time on this side of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Long-time listener, first-time guest.
Welcome to Howard Stern Show. We're gonna I don't know what we're gonna do. We're not gonna have anybody throw McGriddles at bikini women. That's the last time I think I watched the episode. They had people throwing McGriddles sandwiches at women in bikinis.
And people
actually was just listening. I was just listening. It was in the radio. Sirius, back when Sirius Radio, does that still exist?
Yes, I think I saw an ad for it earlier today.
Earlier today? Speaking of ads, if you've been on the show, I apologize for the StreamYard ads you get now. StreamYard is pretty relentless with their advertising, so you're going to be a big part of that family starting today. Oh, hey, my kin is here today, too. Look at that. Rick from Ophi Spider-Verse came on. They're the best. He's the best. We were supposed to meet up Sunday, but I got COVID. I have it now. Got my test results. It was weird. It had like an exclamation point, like you're COVID positive. It's like,
congratulations!
It's a virus.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a virus. Yay! It's a boy virus.
You win.
Yeah, so it sucks. So you've been sick. I've been sick.
Yeah.
I basically got my symptoms last Friday after the show. So after the show, I started getting a real bad fever. And so I don't know if anybody knows. I watched through the show every time I do one. I watch through the next day to see what I could do better, which I never apparently pay attention to. So it's always the same thing. I could tell that there was something off by the end of the episode. And even Ryan was like, you could have gone at any time. No, it's good. It's talking in a chair. I think we can handle it. So you're good, right? You're good for talking in a chair?
I'm good.
We're
not good. I'm bend, I think. I hope.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Let's see.
I'm just kind of sick. I'm not miserable and like dying anymore.
Yeah. What before we get started, let's get into who Justin is. So Justin is Green Jedi Monkey. If you guys don't know, who's
That
this?
guy.
Tristan Rowe. Kyle Isopod Anonymous. All right. Tristan, he's on his wife's computer or something. Yep, there you go. Wife's YouTube. I'm like, why is that name familiar? But I don't know it. All right, cool. It's weird that I have to get this close to the screen to see. Kriya? Who's Kriya? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not good at this. Oh, Ryan is here. Ryan is here. He missed Ryan. We're not gonna insinuate that anybody's mom is disloyal in any way tonight. We're not gonna do that anymore. So
I'm not going to insinuate it. We'll just make frequent references to it.
Yeah, it'll just be like straight up. Like no, we're not gonna do that anymore. We're gonna be
not going to insinuate it, but we will bring it up constantly.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're just gonna keep bringing it up, but we're not gonna do it anymore. We're just gonna keep bringing it up. So hey, what do you collect? What is in your collection?
Lately, my focus has been on plants and collecting
Okay.
odd ones or ones that I just kind of like. Specifically ones that you can't just find at Home Depot like everyone else has. Like everyone's got peperomia. It's like, meh, not interested.
Wait, you're saying you can get plants from somewhere other than Home Depot? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, as it turns out, there's like a lot of places out there.
This is wild. I'm gonna have to fact check this. I'm sad that Vic's not here to be like, he's my Google guy.
But my collection of morning geckos is ever growing.
Cool. I'm gonna start mine in next month, I think. No, May probably. I'll start mine around May.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've inspired me. So if you see Justin's stuff on the Isobuddies Facebook page, he's posted a couple pictures of his setups that are pretty well planted. And my favorite is still the moss covered rock that you propagated that moss to just cover that rock, and it looks awesome.
It's getting kind of scraggly. I need to give it a haircut.
Yeah, I heard that you have to really keep it trimmed, otherwise the stuff underneath dies, and then it starts to look real patchy. Yeah, because it doesn't get sun or something. But the cool thing is you can plant the trimming somewhere else, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to actually this whole side. I took the Monstera that was in there because it was not a good fit for that environment.
Okay.
The soil wasn't well draining enough, so I'm trying to fill out that side now. Get some new plants in there, and some ground cover like moss would be welcome. So
good, man. Good. I'm a huge fan of moss, so I'm going to try to propagate a bunch of moss for the 100-gallon. It's actually coming along. It's a lot of steps. I know on a small level, it's the same steps from a small level to a large vivarium, but it's just a matter of there's really no difference. You know what it is. Like you have to let this cure for this long. So then you try to plan to do this while that's happening. Then you do this. I just found out that concrete, you have to let it cure for 6 weeks until you can add plants to concrete, or it seeps out pH for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it'll just fry the plants.
Interesting.
That's from my buddy over at oh my God, Pod Solo, Cheyenne over at Pod Solo.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Don showed up in Aqua Garden Zen. Nice. Pelly? Okay, Pelly did say she was going to be here. I was going to message her in a minute. No, that's not true. You said. Awesome. So, morning geckos, I don't know that you fit in any of my... You don't fit in any stereotypes I'm bringing up tonight. I don't have a plant person stereotype yet, except... Because I just know Dale, or Dustin, that was on the show, and he is... I expected him to sell me like a ShamWow or something at the end. Not a ShamWow, but I don't remember what Billy... What was that guy's name?
Oh,
Billy, yes.
Billy Mays.
Billy Mays. He is Billy Mays, I swear to God, for plants. Like, he's so intense.
Oh,
he's
dude, we need like an isopod cleaner. Billy Mays here for IsoClean.
Oh my God, we got to do that. IsoClean. IsoClean. I love it. Product design, trademark, copyright. Got it. All right, we'll do it together.
I'm pretty sure they'll sue us if we try to go for IsoClean. They might try to sue us.
I think IsoClean could be a thing, right? It's not taken.
Yeah, we'll just have to avoid impersonating Billy Mays.
Nope, can't do it. I don't think you can trademark a guy. All right, so let's get into it. Does anybody know? Let's see who's the first person that can guess which isopod I'm going to shit on that I didn't bring a picture of. I don't think I have a picture of it in my thing. Let me see if I can Google that first. Let's see. You watch the isopod that I want to bust on the most. The isopod that inspired this episode. I'm going to go steal a picture from the internet real quick and put it in that folder. You watch the comments and let me know who.
Yeah, people are saying yellow zebra.
They're so smart.
Don thinks Jestroy. What do you got against Jestroy? I love Jestroy.
I don't have anything against Jestroy. They need a common name, but I don't have anything against them. Let's see. Copy image.
Rubber ducky. That's the one I have an issue with.
Well, you just have an issue with rubber ducky. They I've heard them called poop kernels, and that makes more sense to me. Yeah. Look at like if you had a piece of corn in your poo, that's what they look like. And you know that's true. You know that's true. All right, so whoever guessed, who guessed yellow zebra, because clearly anyone could have guessed that because that is part of the show. Like that, we've talked about that a long time. Who was the first one to say yellow zebra? Beetle guy.
Beetle guy, yeah.
Who's pink and fuzzy? Is that talking about plants? Oh, Ryan Boy already is leaving. All right, philodendron, fuzzy pink plant. Okay, philodendron, squash and fern. No, squamiferum. Yeah, we're gonna make fun of Latin a little bit today too. Oh, Chris H is here. All right, we're not gonna make fun of Panda King. Panda King works. Cappuccino kind of works. There's a new one called Pharaoh. Did you see that?
No.
I just saw it today. I think Kyle posted it. I think Kyle posted a picture of a Pharaoh isopod. It's the same color scheme as a cappuccino, but it has this like, the Ash Wednesday one we're going to talk about? How it's got that little spot on the head?
Yeah.
It's got that on the butt instead. It's a cappuccino with that spot on the butt instead of the stripe going all the way down.
Interesting.
It looks cool. Pharaoh's okay. I guess it kind of looks like an Ankh if you squint. Yeah, I think cappuccino. All right, let's get into the pictures, and we'll make fun of these as we go. So please don't pay too much attention. Oh, the first one we're going to do is we're going to actually give some props for names. So these are almost all these pictures are taken from Rachel. Generously let us steal her pictures. It's a running gag. We stole her pictures from her website with permission. So Rachel at Pet Peds and Pods, thank you very much. We're about to give Rachel props for her sales acumen and her accuracy on naming isopods on her site. So let's get to it. So here, not only is this one of my favorite isopods, I have these in my collection, as I've noted many times, because I'm super excited. They just showed up with my Panda Kings. This is what has been known as an orange panda. That is as stupid a name as a yellow zebra. That's as stupid a name.
Well, I mean, if you consider like the actual animal orange or red panda.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, it doesn't look like what most people think of as a panda. So
the red panda doesn't either. Right. But a red panda exists. So Rachel took the next step and just calls these red pandas on her page. And when I commented about it to her, she said she refused to call them orange pandas because it's so stupid. So if you have them on your site and you didn't name them orange pandas, that's okay. But know now, thanks to Rachel, you can stand up to that. You can take a stance. I thought these were going to be my retirement because when these first hit the scene, I saw a 6 count go for $900. And to say I shit my pants is an understatement. Like, I flipped out because I had just found 2 in my collection that day. And I was like, I ran up to my wife. I'm like, this bug's worth $160.
We're rich.
Yeah, she was like, you're crazy. And I was like, yeah, no, it is. She's like, how many do you have? I said, 2. She's like, you're so stupid. So now I have like 4. So that's like a year later. Oh, and we have Mountain Dew Frostbite. I got this because, again, it's a stupid name. This should be Sharknado. Mountain Dew has the money to get this and just call it Sharknado. That's a shark right there, man.
Huh.
It doesn't taste like anything.
What's it taste like?
It doesn't taste like you got bit or like frost. So it doesn't have a flavor listed. It just is,
The flavor
artificially
is blue
flavored
sugar
blue.
water.
Yeah, antifreeze. I think. Pretty sure it made me sterile. It isn't bad. It isn't bad. It tastes like cool blue Gatorade, which also doesn't have a flavor. It's just blue. So I don't know. Now these guys, this is orange cream. I think that's what it is. Orange cream prunosis and Oreo crumble. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But this mixed together, this isn't from Rachel, but she bought them as this. Or they were presented to her. This is called Dippin' Dots. And I thought that was pretty genius. I was very impressed with that.
So is it
Dippin'
more than
Dots,
one morph, or is that morph just have like a bunch of different colors that it could be?
It's two morphs. It's two morphs. So where am I at here? It's two morphs together. So in a pack, like a combo pack. I keep hearing that you will get just eventually wild caughts if you do this. But then everybody sells like lottery mix. So I don't know if they're just selling it to sell a bunch together. I don't know what the lottery mix thing is for, if they're just going to turn into wild caughts.
Yeah.
Like I like all that diversity, but I don't want to all of a sudden have one, and the one that I have is just, poo brown. And we'll get to that. We'll get to some more poo browns. So let's get into some trash isopods. Do I have... Did that even come through yet? I don't think it came into here. Hold on just a second. Let me pull this out, and we're going to try to get to the other screen. So, yeah, I think those are bad. So we're going to talk about some other ones that are just poorly named, and then we're going to get into that. But where are we? Did that come over or not? Oh, okay. It just didn't go into the right folder. All right. Cool. All right, let's see. Awesome. We are going to go right into the start of it, the crux. Sorry, guys. We all know I'm technologically impaired, but everyone's in the thing and you can hear us today, so that's good.
Yeah, as far as, the technological challenge part of the show, we got off easy today.
We did. Yeah, you've been here forever. You know what's up. Here it is, the yellow zebra.
The
it's a great pick.
Yellow zebra.
Yeah, it is a great pick. So, again, this should be the bumblebee. I don't know why it's not. These are great pictures. Look how far I can zoom in, and it's not even... It's mildly
I understand why they did it. It's, because you have the zebras, and then, it's the same species. These are just yellow. We'll call them yellow zebras. I mean, but it's like the duckies. You could call them whatever. Just put the species name in front of it.
Yeah, I get why it was stupid. But if you're the person that did this, I'm sorry I'm calling you stupid, but I stand by my beliefs. This is dumb. This is a dumb name on an isopod that's actually pretty cool. I think they look really good. They're definitely striking. Now, to be fair, this is a really nice specimen because they don't all look like this. They don't.
Right.
You'll get a lot of trash ones. This is like a high... Like if you're a shrimp collector, this is a high grade.
Well, even the name maculatum means spotted. So it's not even stripes. They've been bred more to get more solid stripes. But more wild-caught ones have, some are stripes. A lot of them are spotty.
I did not know that. Look at that. I just brought you on here for your wit, not your brains. All right. Very cool. Which brings us, so this should be the bumblebee, right? We agree? Does everybody agree on that? Are we good? The beetle guy,
I can get behind that.
The common name, but I've called them blueberries. What are we calling blueberries? What are we calling blueberries, guys? I don't know that. Looks like a toasted marshmallow. Man, I don't know where we're at here. I'm missing all these talks here. 6 likes. Please like the stream. 6 out of 15, you guys? Come on. I don't know what they're talking. All right, I'm waiting for them to comment, and they are off on their own tangent. So, which is normal. So this should be a bumblebee, but there is one. You brought it to my attention. There is a bumblebee isopod.
There is.
Yeah, and this is. Were you telling me this is a ducky morph?
It's a Cubaris, or at
It's
least
a Cubaris. Okay.
calling it.
And this is a crappy picture. I'm sorry, but you can see I stole this. This is the one that is not from Rachel. So I don't even remember who took this picture. But if you recognize this picture, I'm not getting any money for this. So I don't know if that counts or not. It's not my picture. So, and I couldn't find a better one. So
yeah, those are Cubaris Bumblebee.
These are Cubaris Bumblebee. I kind of get it, but I feel like
but we have one that looks more like bumblebees.
Yeah, that came before
zebras.
them. Yeah, and that came before this. That was out. Yellow zebras were out before this, as far as I know.
Yeah, today is the first I've seen that one.
These guys came out, I think, when we started getting flooded with all these weird ducky morphs. Like, just all of a sudden, somebody fed their duckies uranium or something, and they came out with all these wild, different duckies. But this guy, I kind of get it, but it's more like this isn't a yellow. This is like a peach back here. This looks like Indian corn to me.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I don't know another name for it. Maize, maybe? Is that how it came initially? But you know what I'm talking about, that corn that your mom puts up by the mailbox at Thanksgiving, Halloween. You know
Not
what I'm talking
my family, but sure.
Come on. Everybody does. Everybody's mom does this. I've been to their house. That's going to be a great running gag. So you know what I'm talking about. But you know that what I'm talking about, the decorative corn that they hang.
Yeah.
I think that would have been, I don't know if that's a sensitive term now, though, because it's just the corn, but whatever. Maize would have been a good one, Maize. I was going to go with Ash Wednesday because of this nice little ash spot.
Cubaris Ash Wednesday. Plot twist, they're all Hindu.
Perfect. I mean, they might have something to do with ashes, too. I don't know their stuff. That could be. They might be Hindu. That's kind of where Cubaris are from, right? The area where Hinduism is big.
I don't know. Or they're Jewish. Maybe that little spot is like a yarmulke.
Cubaris yarmulke.
There we go.
You win. It's Cubaris yarmulke. All right. If you breed these and you're selling these, I expect to see that on your channel. Or on your webpage. There we go. All right, now this is my new
rubber corn.
Rubber corn. Don's got some good ones. Rubber corn. Cornucopia. Ooh, I like these.
Campfire isopod. That's a nice name. I feel like we should give it to something better looking though.
Campfire. These guys are on fire tonight, man. You guys are killing it. Is that something from Panda King? Looks like it could be a red panda. I can't tell if Aqua Garden Zen is messing with me. Cubaris Coral? I don't know if I call them coral. You know what would have been cool as coral is those... I was trying to think of another name for the papayas, because I don't think they look like papaya, but that doesn't strike me. But I think that... coral would have been a good name for them. Let's see. Where's the next one? The next one is my new, and this is just from looking on Rachel's site. I didn't know these existed. This is my new most hated isopod. So this is a black panda, which, yeah, I mean, it's a panda without being a panda. Like they took the panda out of the panda.
Yeah.
So it's just the king.
It's not well, and it's not even black. It's just gray. It's just kind of dull looking.
Yeah, like before the show, we were talking. It just looks like an armadillidium or an officinalis. Like it doesn't look like.
It looks like something in my yard. It doesn't look like something I'd pay $100 or more for.
For a 10 count, like really. So maybe if you don't have a rock in your yard, if there's not a rock in your yard, you might want to. I'm not dumping on it. If you sell these and they're cool, maybe there's something I don't know about, share it with me. But I feel like a black panda could have just been named like wild caught Cubaris, or whatever zebra or pandas are labeled as now. Yeah, the Blast Cat's like, that'd just be the wild one. Yeah. Sad gray isopods for sad gray keepers. Sorry, Rachel, I'm not trying to cost you sales. Aqua Garden Zen doesn't want me to hate on the black pandas. Sorry, Aqua Garden Zen. I'm sorry. I mean, you have to see it. Okay, she's just kidding, or he's just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Black Bear. Black Bear might have been. That's a better name. That's a better name right there. Black Bear would have. I could have got behind that.
Yeah, I can see that.
If it was Black Bear, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I'll message Rachel before this. Somebody message Rachel. Tell her this needs to get changed right away.
Hey, you need to get on your website and change a few of these names here.
If she's gonna stand up to the man and stick with Red Panda, she can do Black Bear. She can pull it off. She's got the chops. This is Rachel Schindler Beach we're talking about, or Skindler. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Schindler.
I don't know how they say it. But she has a list of isopods. So yeah, Black Panda, that name sucks. And we can agree. We all agree on that, right? Wild type, gray, sad gray isopod for sad gray isopod.
Sad gray, Cubaris sad gray. Cubaris lugubrious.
If we want to keep like the Asian theme, it could be sad gray bear. Like that could be its own show, like sad gray bear, or a manga, whatever. That's these guys again. Okay, who is this one? Oh, this is the one we were talking about earlier. Okay, so I don't know if you recognize this species. Throw it out. I don't remember. I saw this, and I saw these were kind of expensive, and I'd like to change their name to from whatever it is to Isopod Aquarium Gravel. Yeah. Pebble.
Cubaris gravel.
Cubaris gravel. Cubaris pebble. It just it doesn't do anything for me. Does anybody know what that is? I would buy that. Okay, Frumpy Panda. Stormy Cloud.
That's not bad. That's
a better name. I don't remember what the name is. It's like one of those ones. It's like Dream or Sharika
Dirt
Gome.
Cake Isopods.
What is it?
Dirt Cake.
Dirt Cake.
I like that one. Pelly said that one.
Oh, you got that before I did. I didn't see that pop up. Dirt Cake Isopods. Yeah, this one, this is just one of the things. Like, so I get it. A lot of these came over, and they're not. Here's my thing. A lot of these isopods, the Cubaris particularly, came over, and they haven't been scientifically cataloged yet. So they don't have a scientific name. So the name, Ben Quintanas explained this to me from isopod.com, that whoever finds them names them. And so a lot of these names don't really translate well into English. So these are like the direct translations, but it means something else in like Thailand or Bangkok or wherever they're sending them from. Thailand might be encompass Bangkok. I don't know. I know very little. In other
words, someone needs to send us out to go look for isopods so we can name them.
Well, so I have a Patreon. If it goes crazy, I will do that, and I'll name it after you. I'll name it after a randomly selected patron. So we get like our Shuri Utsu or whatever, or Pak Chong's. Somehow I never question the name Pak Chong. I love it. But like Blue Pigeon and White Pigeon and all these pigeons. I don't understand those. I don't understand a lot of the tiger ones. The original tiger isopod that I think is a red tiger, that one I understood. It looks tigerish.
Yeah.
But the rest of them kind of don't. So I don't know. I feel like if it doesn't translate well and the name is stupid, like call it something else. And the point is, like, you want to track what you have, but maybe put it in parentheses underneath. Like this is now Dirt Clod or Dirt Cake Isopod, formerly known as Dream or whatever. I don't know what this one is. It's got some crazy name, like Melancholy Isopod. Xanax.
Sad Brown.
Cubarix lamotrigine. So, I'm probably affecting some of her sales. No, if you're going to buy this isopod, you're going to buy this isopod. Because, I mean, it's not a bad looking one. It's got some really cool, when you really zoom in, it's got some really cool markings. And I love that Cubaris thing where it looks like the markings, like it has a weird shellac over it, it looks like. So these markings like under the outer shell.
So close to even see that.
That's true. But once
I don't like the little micro isopods, like some of the spiky ones are absolutely tiny. It's like you can't even tell what they are.
Yeah. But then they send the pictures. When you see the pictures, they look like they're the size of your thumb.
Yeah.
So you get excited and you get like this little thing has 20 of them in it, you know. All right, let's move to the next one. We've got, where are we at here? This is green laser. This is green laser. And now I saw these at the show and they looked amazing. So
really, because from here they just look like a Cubaris incandescent bulb burnt out.
Which is kind of, yeah, I'm kind of okay with it. But I just love these. And you know what? I forgot another one to bring in here. I think this is a beautiful isopod. This is one of the most expensive isopods still. I think these were like, I think on Rachel's site, they were something like $600 for 7, I want to say. 7 or 10, I don't remember. Don't run over there and expect 10 for 600 if that's not the price. But there's no sale. We are not affiliated with Pet Peds and Pods tonight, except for the photos that we're eternally grateful for. I think this is a beautiful isopod, and if you see it in person, you can really see that green kicks off like right here, right in these highlighted areas. It's like this highlighter green. So I get it. I get the green laser. I think it's a little dramatic. But that's a beautiful face. Yeah, you can see it all along here. You can see that crazy green that they get.
My screen, it just looks yellow.
Oh man. I got a badass monitor though. So it's like a 32-inch flat screen.
Also, most of these I've never seen in person, so
that's why like Dreams, I still haven't found a picture of Isopod Dream. Tanner has one, I think that is Tanner Steinberg has one, I think that's pretty solid. But they look so different in shows. But the problem at shows too, I feel like if you're doing shows and you're watching this, bring a couple of adults with you. Bring a couple of the species that you're selling adults, like a half dozen adults, just to show. Yeah. Just for showing people. And then have that out. And if someone steals the adults, like whatever. But keep the babies underneath. Like, oh yeah, oh no, yeah. That'll do 2 things. I'm your marketing guy now. 2 things. 1, it'll show. I'm going to keep clapping and making points. This is my TED Talk. 1, it'll show people what they look like as adults because they don't look the same as juveniles. And they're easier to see as adults, okay? And they're going to know what they're looking for. They're going to know what they're going to expect from adult size. So if you showed me Baby Destroy compared to what they look like as adults, holy cow. Totally different. They're like the size of an Advil liquid gel. I don't know. If you haven't seen them in person, that's like one of the most apt descriptions I can give you. So bring 1 cup of adults. Put the cups out of the adults. That's it. Then have your little cups of the babies underneath. So those are for show and tell. The adult cups are for show and tell. Maybe just have 2 in there. You don't need much more than that.
Cups. Have like an actual little enclosure that you have the adults in.
Yeah, you could do that. I see the drawers with the little picture. But again, like pictures don't do a lot of these justice. Like this green laser, it is a great picture, but it doesn't really do it justice. Like seeing them in person is a whole nother animal. So, yeah. So if you're doing shows, listen to me. Green Lanterns. Oh, if they named this Green Lantern, I would save every dime. That's my favorite superhero. It's my favorite superhero. I did a drawing last year of Orko with a Green Lantern ring, and I was super proud of that drawing. I gotta find it. Sunbeam would be cool. Yeah, I'm not trying to rename these, but we need a Green Lantern one. What could we use? Is Kyle still here? Did he fall asleep? He's like, I'm going to be there tonight. I was like, you're going to be sleeping. Okay, so we're moving on from Green Laser. I couldn't remember why I had them on here, but I think Highlighter. I was just thinking Highlighter, but I like Green Lantern better. Here's my boys. This is my request to you guys. So these are Parakai. These are Armadillidium Parakai. I love this isopod. And once again, I would not have these if it wasn't for Wally Kern. I ordered a big pack of other isopods from him, and he threw these in. I got like Orange Koi and Powder Blues and something else. First thing he did is he threw in a ton of extra Powder Blues, like a ton. The only bad part about that is the little cup that he packaged them and popped open in the box during transit. So no. There were just 50 Powder Blues loose. And I opened it up and they came crawling out. And everyone in the house screamed because no one was expecting, even me. No one was expecting that. So I caught them. But yeah. So these guys were in there tucked away at the bottom. And I was like, what is this? And I was kind of like, oh, this is a great freebie. And I talked shit. I did. I talked shit. I was like, this is your freebie. But I mean, look at this. This is, I would say, like your average specimen. But if you get in on this, you can't really see the purple with your naked eye. You can't really see this purple. But they definitely have this like different hue to them. You can see that translucency in their shell. But there's a lot of variation in this species of shade. So there's like ones that are basically white. There's ones that are really dark. I want to give them a common name. Russ put this out there on his show for me as alloys. I think this would be a cool common name for these guys, alloy. What do you guys think? Can we do that? Can we come together? Can we come together on that? Is Axjag here? Axjag Film, how we doing, bud? Jelly Beans, Reed's here. Oh, yeah, Kyle's still here. I forget what I asked him, but he said yes. So it must be good.
Alloy or amalgam?
Man, stop messing around. We're talking about alloy.
I was just saying, because like the splotchy pattern, like an alloy is a few different metals mixed together, but an amalgam is they're mixed together but not evenly.
Oh, well, see, the alloy is just because they're different. So you'd have different alloys. It's an S on the end. It's an S on the end. I like the amalgam. That's cool. But we're gonna try and stick with alloys on this one. That was my idea.
All right, we can go with alloy. I mean, I don't get it, but
get your own show. Then you can.
Right, fine. I'll make my own show.
Get your own show.
You're not on it. You'll probably be on it.
Picasso. What is this? My powder.
I
Picasso
like
for the other one. Yeah, that's cool.
He's referencing a meme.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's Coral. That's she. Coral.
She's referencing a meme. I didn't look at the name.
All right. So, yeah, this is the last photo that we have. But Parakai are awesome. I did also get asked by Russ. This has been a thing for me since I've been in the hobby, is the dumb names that I think you could have so many better marketable names, especially if you're selling these things. So he asked me for, I still can't say it, it's a Porcellio species. They're very flat.
Flavomarginatus.
There you go. So he asked me what I called them or what I would have as a common name. So Russ comes to me with this, like, not all the time, but more often than I thought would ever happen. So at least a few times, which to have somebody like Russ Wilson come to you and be like, hey, what do you do with this? It's like,
Stewed armadillo mom's hairbrush.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know how to pronounce their Latin name, which is the only one I know. So I just call them flavored margaritas. And that struck a chord with him. Yeah, so that's, I think, Friday. That's going to be on his show Friday, so sneak preview there. I have a little cameo in his video this week.
Nice.
So flavored margaritas, I was calling them flavomaginosis. That sounds real bad. That sounds like you're going to need to get tested for that.
Yeah, you need a medication for that. You're going to want to see a doctor real quick. You get that. That's
going to have a side effects. So you're going to want to call the person you were with and be like, hey, I hate to tell you. Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but you should get tested. A feather isopod. Who's the feather isopod?
Oh, I could see that for the alloys. Because of the fluted sides.
Yeah. I get that. Okay, I get it. We're going to stick with the alloys, though. Okay, Beetle guy? Jeez, man. You guys, you're stepping in my whole world. Because I follow you get bug videos all the time, algorithms. This is my old chef friend. This is the guy who taught me how to chef. Actually, I knew how to cook. I didn't know how to chef. So I owe all my... That inspired me a lot. Like, if it wasn't for Reed, I would not be into food as much as I am. I'm like a maniac about food. So nice. I don't have small feelings. Oh, here's Lucha on the radio. Okay. 200 Parakai. They're amazing. Parakai are cheap. It's the cheap Cubaris. Like, they're not Cubaris. Don't get me wrong, but they look like Cubaris. They don't really fully roll. Even though they're armadillidium, I don't think they fully roll. There's a word for that. I don't know what it is. I just heard it for the first time. There you go. Conglobating. I mean, it's not just for kids anymore. But yeah, you can. They don't really do that, but you can get them for super cheap.
Balanced breakfast.
Now with more conglobating. That brings me to a funny thing I can bring up later. They are an amazing surface active, cheap isopod. They're literally pretty. They're very active. They get into a lot of shenanigans for an isopod. They're pretty prolific and they're super easy to keep. So guys, if you don't have them in your collection and if you have a small collection and you really don't want to like spend a lot of money yet and get like a prize isopod, that could be the centerpiece of your collection right now. Seriously. Even if you have some expensive isopods, if you have rubber duckies, Parasite will be the alloys would be the centerpiece of your collection because you'll see them. Excuse me. Sorry, it's my first cough of the night. Not to dump on rubber duckies. Like I said, I got to give props. They put isopods on the map. Like people would not be into isopods as much as they are without rubber duckies and all the.
But they still need to be renamed. We still need to rename rubber duckies.
It's too late for rubber duckies. It's too late for.
We can take it back.
I don't know.
There might be some bloodshed, but we can do it.
I don't know.
If you ever look at an actual rubber duck, the bath toy that these things are named after.
Yeah.
Are they half gray? No, they're all yellow.
They're brown. They're poo.
And they have one that is all yellow. The amber ducky. We just call those rubber duckies. And the rubber duckies we can call gray duckies because they suck.
They thought I said sheep isopods. Sheep instead of cheap. So I was pimping sheep isopods.
If we could get some the size of sheep, I'd be all for that.
Yeah. I would say Ember Bees are pretty awesome. A lot of those oh my god, my brain is fried. My brain wants to say trichinosis isopods. You know what I'm talking about, like the Ember Bees and the tricolors.
Yeah.
I cannot think of it. It will not come to my mind. Yes. Trichinosis was because of tricolor. But Merlinella. Do it again.
Merlinella.
Okay.
Merlinella.
Okay. Those guys, I will be honest with you, I was on the forefront of getting those guys over here. And all of a sudden, I was going to be one of the first people in America to have tricolors. And I was talking with this guy. It was all but sending money. I did everything but send money, and then the guy just fell off the earth. You would think if it was a scam, he'd keep me rolling. But, it was a guy I got references to this guy from other people, and he was going to send me a 10 count of tricolors. I would have been right there like 2 years ago. I would have been in the pocket. They're still one of my favorites. So, but I don't know what happened. It fell out. Yeah, they're beautiful. Beautiful. All of those Merlinellas. And I think most of those are named so appropriately. They're named so well. So I really like the names that are coming out on those. And I think that has to do with people think that, I think they're catching on that there's some marketing to do to this. Cows are just always out of control, right? Oh, the flavomarginatus. What is that close?
Flavor meningitis.
Flavored meningitis. Okay. Yes. There's a rash for that too. They are called. I saw them called in a common name. I was googling pictures of them. Rorschach isopods.
Okay.
That's a horrible name. Dairy cows should be Rorschach isopods, but that's a horrible name. Like a Rorschach thing is like random, like a milkback. A milkback would make a better Rorschach because it's random splotches, kind of.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Flavor marginatus now, and it's like
they're just like gray with a white skirt, right?
Yeah, but there's like a white patterned stripe down the middle too.
I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna need to look at some macro shots, but I don't think you can see that with the naked eye. I've only ever seen them like with the gray, solid gray, and then like dark gray, and then the white skirt. So, Blastcat says the genus for Merlinella needs to be redefined. Well, Blast Cat, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other. See which one fills up first.
Well, if wishes were horses, we'd all be eating steak.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Blast Cat. I'm not busting your chops, but I just don't think it's not getting done. There's so much other stuff that needs to be settled with the isopods in general. Like who knows, with Cubaris, there's like pseudo Cubaris. There's all kinds of new categorization that's going to come up. Maybe if they redefine duckies as non-Cubaris, we could get them as not rubber duckies. We could change it. Otherwise, they're stuck. You're not going to get it. Don does this every episode. He tries to message me and doesn't understand. I'm going to answer him live. Flavovaginosis. Oh, vaginitis. I'm going to say vaginosis. So, sorry, Don.
You're a doctor about flavored meningitis.
That's the text that I answer on here. He's never texted me anything like that before. Awesome. Flavovaginosis. Yes. So I don't get them as Rorschach. I think milkbacks. It's not too late to rename milkbacks, but I like their name. If you would rename them, I would rename them Count Choculates. So, but that would be it. Oh, now I'm getting all kinds of messages.
Yeah.
I don't know. But those are all renames that are whatever. The one that spawned this is the yellow zebra. Like, that's the thing. Try to think about it, people. If you're watching this and you get a new morph, think about it. If you can't come up with something that's not stupid, call me. Message me. I'll give you my phone number. I'll come to your house. We can workshop it.
The problem is people don't realize their names are stupid.
Well, call me before you send it out there to the world, and I'll tell you if it's stupid or not. I have no problem telling you you're stupid. I don't care who you are. Unless you're a patron, then you guys are awesome. You're doing it right.
You are a genius.
Yeah, if you think I care about, look at this. And why should I care? Yeah, that's it. This is from the best TV show of all time, Bluey. If you haven't watched Bluey, speaking of stupid, get on it. You don't have to be a dad to watch it, but it made me a better dad. Do you have any other species? Do you guys have any other species you want to rename that we could do right now? Or, Justin, do you have any? Because I'd like to get into some stereotypes. Because I'm super excited. I'm super excited to make fun of keepers. So, I have 4 illustrations, you guys. What's that?
I said nothing comes to mind as far as what else we need to rename. I think we covered it.
Like tricolors, no better names?
Tricolors, I think, who was it that said campfire? That would be
I thought there was a camp. Like, I thought Ember Bee would be good for campfire.
That too.
Tricolor is like 2 red, 2 black, 2 yellow. Like, I don't think there might be a flag that's that color, like Madrid or something. I don't know. I just threw it out there. I have no idea what Madrid's flag looks like.
Madrid is a city.
Okay, there you go. I mean, City of Joliet has a flag, so that's where I'm from. We have a flag. It's really dumb, but we have one. Madrid's a city? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's part of Spain, isn't it?
Maybe. So, guys, this is what American education will get you. I don't know anything about geography. I almost said geology on purpose.
Capital of Spain.
Firewing is a thing? Firewing is cool. Yeah, Rick, I like tricolor as a name. I think it's very simple. It's to the point. It's easy. It sounds kind of cool. We could name more after Transformers. There is an Isopod Transformer out there right now, if you don't know. It's on the shelves right now. It's a Beast Wars Isopod Transformer.
Really?
The robot form sucks. But it basically, the body comes out of the Isopod, and then the Isopod body is like, it's from underneath, and then the Isopod shell is like across his back, like this huge. It's really stupid. So, but the whole part of the robot is underneath, and it just comes out, and I don't think it combobulates. So,
is it more of a armadillidium or like more of a flat guy, like a
It looks like an armadillidium. It's like it's toxic green. He's a Decepticon, so like also probably the shittiest Decepticon. I think because they had Insecticons, they were like, let's just bring him in there. He's got these big giant choppers on him. He's got like centipede fangs. Firewings are cool. He's got like centipede fangs coming out of his face too, which is totally, he's not. Maybe I'll get it and repaint it. But let's get into stereotypes, guys. Let's have fun with stereotypes. These aren't race related. These aren't. I didn't draw any women because I didn't want to get any flack from Tucker Carlson about not drawing them sexy enough, or I don't know. I'm not picking on anybody.
You think it's going to go straight to the Tucker?
The way I talk shit about Tucker Carlson, yes. I'm probably on his radar. I'm on Donald Trump Jr.'s radar because that's how I got kicked off of Twitter. But he has at least seen one of my tweets and read it. So if it's the one I think it is, I hope it is, because let's rename Dairy Cow. Rorschach, man, we just did this. Okay, so let's get into this. So these are, some of these are just going to be verbal because I think we can discuss them. You guys can chime in on these stereotypes. If you want. I know you will. So I have all confidence in you guys that I could ever have. First one up, and if you have some, Justin, let me know. But you're here. This is kind of blindsiding you. You knew we were doing this, but you don't know who we're doing.
That's all right. I'm totally unprepared. Like, I've been sick and dying, so I haven't really I haven't put as much thought into this as I should have, because I was just too miserable to care.
It's not your show, and you have a pretty solid sense of humor. So, and we look very much alike, so you're clearly handsome. So,
I wanted to actually go out and get a pair of glasses like yours,
and a shitty beard. You can just spray this beard on. This is like 10 weeks of growth. I'm not kidding. This took me like 10 weeks to get here.
I thought about splitting my hair in the middle and getting glasses like yours, and then welcoming you onto the show.
I would have let you do that. I would have done that. We would have messed with everybody. I'm like, oh, my name is Justin.
Until it happened.
Oh, that's awesome. Goofing on me on my goofing on everybody else show. So okay, guys. So let's get started. We're gonna start easy. We're gonna just dip our toes in the stereotype thing. But we're gonna go hard. We're gonna dip our toes in fast. Okay. You're gonna do bearded dragon keepers first. Again, these are all dudes. Here's my bearded dragon keeper. Okay. The bearded dragon keeper is a chill dude. Okay, or a lady, whatever. He's got colored highlights in his hair. He's got a comfortable dad body. Generally. He loves hanging out with his pet more than anything else. For whatever reason, he can't have a cat. Maybe he lives in an apartment. I imagine a studio that has three things. It has a beanbag chair, a futon, and a 75-gallon tank set up for this bearded dragon. And a mini fridge that's all vegetables and fruit. That's amazing. No, actually, I'm sorry. A full-size fridge, vegetables, fruit, whatever else, canned beans, and super worms. And then he's got a mini fridge filled with Coke Zero and Dinty Moore beef stew for himself. He spends 60% of his check on produce for the beardy, and 10% of his check on just Aldi outdated canned shit for himself. One step above Alpo. That's the beardy keeper. How's that? Does that sound right?
I haven't known a lot of beardy keepers, but I actually don't know any of them that fit that.
No,
I know a few, but they're not.
These are kind of extreme. These are exaggerations, but I think that's solid. I think that's a solid stereotype. Or an 8-year-old that bought it at PetSmart and keeps it in a fishbowl. That's probably true. Hopefully that's not a stereotype. That's
that's 50% of keepers,
because they bought it this big. And the kid at PetSmart was
no one told them that they're going to get 2 feet long.
Yeah, and this big around like pancakes.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty solid. I think I nailed this one. I think I'm going to keep nailing these. I think you're going to see.
I'm just not familiar with that stereotype yet.
What do you think of a stereotype for the beardy keepers? What guy do you think of when you think of a beardy keeper or lady?
Boy, I think you're onto something with the size of the fridge and what's, there's more emphasis on the creature's food than your food or even your children's food.
Yeah, I feel like, yes, the kids have canned Gerber, whatever, or those squeeze packs of applesauce. You just throw it to them in the backseat, shut the fuck up. Oh, jeez. It's my F-bomb for the episode to a kid, to an imaginary kid. shut up, I'm trying to drive, you know. But the beardy, like I can't give him that packaged applesauce. What are you, crazy? You know the sugar that's in that?
No,
Preservative?
my dragon eats only organic. Okay.
Yeah. And a dragon keeper takes his dragon to the farmer's market. 100% he does that. 100%. Takes it on a plane as a support animal. He does all of those things. He does all of it. He has a leash for it probably with those little wings off the side. Or he's seen it and gone, oh, like it's like I picture like a linebacker.
Actually, you know what? The stereotype is making more sense now. I have an uncle like that, except it was a snake, not a dragon. And
I see snake people like that. Yeah, they carry it around with them.
Yeah. If we were going to the mall or someplace, let me grab the snake. Even though you know a security guard is going to see you and see other people being made uncomfortable by your snake and ask you to go and put it away.
That's not for the snake. That's for attention. Yeah, that's something else.
Oh, yeah. It's all about the attention.
We'll get to snake guys. That's a very real stereotype of snake guys. I think for beardies, it's literally just because like they love their pet. They don't want to be away from it. I think beardy guys have this like really crazy attachment to their beardy, whether their beardy has it or not. Like I've seen people post a million little short videos of their bearded dragon. It's just flaring that black beard, pissed off. It hates them. It clearly hates them. And they're like, oh, who's a good boy? He's like, he wants to kill you. Yep. See, look, patron of the library has an emotional support beardy. Boom. Nailed it. Shops at Whole Foods for his beardies, but feeds his family Spam. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, as long as you're making be out of that Spam, I'm happy with that.
Oh yeah,
Spam musubi is fantastic.
You know what? I messed up.
To eat Spam.
Yeah, right. I messed up here. They only eat hornworms. They don't eat superworms. I apologize to the beardies out there. I don't want you to have your owner buy you superworms because of me. I don't know shit about beardies. I know that I've always recommended a smaller cage than I should have for a beardy. I've heard my whole life a 40 breeder is like great for a beardy. Apparently, I'm way off. So, if you have two, you should have like a 150 or a room.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I would give my animal as big a space as possible. I'm giving 100-gallon to ants. So, I believe in that wholeheartedly. So, yeah, that was our beardy. That was just our beardy guy. I think that goes for leopard geckos, too. I think the leopard gecko, but there's less emphasis on the food. Because leopard geckos are hogs. They'll eat anything. So
when I kept them, it was... Well, actually, no. I had waxworms and phoenix worms and mealworms. So I guess they did eat pretty good.
Yeah, crickets, dubias, like the adults will rip the shit out of an adult dubia.
I phased crickets out pretty quick. I hated crickets.
Crickets are rough because of the smell and the...
and...
You don't know where they came from. There's a lot of parasites.
And sometimes your lizard's a little too passive and they'll get nibbled on by the crickets.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know about a Leo getting nibbled on by a cricket. Yeah. During a shed or something. Don thinks snake guys are cool. So other things people need to know about Don. Don has sent me some great pictures. We still need to find a way to get him on the show. But he goes herping at night in Arizona, I think. Arizona or New Mexico, I don't remember. So he sends me pictures late at night of just a close-up of like a diamondback rattlesnake, like pissed off, all coiled up and rattling. So he does this all the time. So he says he grabs his flashlight and his 44 and he heads out the door. So, yeah. So, because he lives on the border, apparently. So, yeah. So, Don, we're going to get to snake guys. We don't have a picture for snake guys. But we're going to get to them.
Hey, Don, if you ever see like those Mexican mole lizards, Vipes, I think is the genus, send some to me. Yeah.
Mole lizards?
Mole lizards.
MOLE.
Yeah.
Reed, I will say Sean from Swampy Scrubs does look nothing like my stereotype, but we already discussed that there's no stereotype for Sean. There just isn't one. He's one of these dudes that just defies stereotypes, like a British guy who lives in Indiana he's like a homesteader now in the middle of Gary, Indiana. He's a unique dude.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, ex-military for England, I think. He's wild. He's a wild dude. He plays Dungeons and Dragons in our group. He's been on the show, Swampy Scrubs. He's a good dude. So we're moving on to tarantula keepers. I think tarantula keepers and snake keepers have a lot in common, but I went with tarantulas. I can't really draw snakes for some reason. I get upset with my snake drawings. I know that sounds really dumb, but anyway. So here's my tarantula keeper dude. This is based off of largely the Tarantula Collective guy, but pretty much every one of them has piercings in their face.
Yeah.
Cages, tattoos where you think they're hardcore, but you find out if you look at his tattoo, it says Hug Life. So they're softies. And they are also like, this is one angry old world tarantula. I just colored it however I wanted to. It's not supposed to represent anybody. But and he's just like, ooh, what a sweetie. And tarantulas aren't really like that all the time, or even half the time, but they get enthralled by that danger that's involved in it. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And they generally, with stereotypes in general, like if you see somebody covered in piercings and tattoos, you don't think of them immediately as smart. But these guys know more Latin than the Pope. So they know more Latin than the Pope, man. They are down. And if you try to use common names, they're like, wow. Okay, man. All right, I get it. But I want like an Arizona blonde. That's all I want. If you talk to a tarantula guy for advice on how to keep your Arizona blonde, they're like, oh, you mean blah, 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 blah? No, man, I mean an Arizona blonde. There's not like an extra one. There's not.
Well, it's like the baristas that refuse to use normal coffee language. Give me a large black coffee. You mean a venti? No.
Yep. No, I mean a large. Can we just, I don't know how many languages you speak in this store, but can we just call it a large? Can we just cut through the bullshit?
Hey, give me a large bean water.
There you go. What's going on these glasses? Did I get another scratch? I don't know. No, that's something. So the tarantula keeper, he cares about his arachnids, I know everyone that I know that's serious about it keeps logs of when they're each tarantula last ate. They have like 40 different tarantulas. I'm not talking about guys like me. I have one, okay? And I got it because I fell in love with Rick's Arizona blonde, and mine is now exactly the same. They're like a teddy bear spider. So if you want to get a tarantula, but you're scared of spiders, that's the one to do. But there's nobody exactly like a tarantula keeper, a legit tarantula keeper. They just have it down, man. They know the ins and outs of every one of the spiders that they have. They know the personalities, their proclivities, all those things. Their flavored meningitis. They know all of it. Piercings, tats, and black fingernail polish. Oh, Aunt Sandy brought it out. Black fingernail polish. Yeah. Now, I will correct you. It's Sharpie. It's not nail polish. It's just Sharpie. So I don't want to have to correct you because you're kind of new here. I don't want to throw that out there, but yeah, it is definitely not. Oh, wait, is this? Yeah, here we go. This is probably, I can't verify this off the top of my head, but that's going to be an Arizona blonde, right? Yeah, here's Rick. Rick inspired a lot of my stereotype for this. Rick has his Spider-Verse is pretty awesome, even though it's a little down. It's more of a fish-verse. No. Well, not more of, but
the fish was slowly taking over.
I'm sorry, Aunt Sandy. Yeah, it's Sharpie. I'm sorry. I got to tell you, because you can just keep it in your pocket and go, and then huff it afterwards. Yeah, but the tarantula keepers, like the difficulty in keeping the slings and then to raise them to adults is insane. Like the difficulty level is so crazy for that. And they pull it off and they don't have a problem. And then they encourage someone else to buy a sling who's never done it. And it's like with ant keepers, you have to get like 6 and hope that one makes it. So, and that's true. Like they wouldn't all make it in the wild. So there are going to be some that are stronger or whatever. Like how many would make it out of that 400 that hatch. Like
Yeah, just a handful.
5. Yeah, maybe 5. So, I mean, our odds are better in captivity because they're not getting predated.
Oh yeah, it's so much better. It's not even like it's too successful sometimes.
Oh, Biggs is here. Biggs is a tarantula keeper. He also fits. Biggs had a dangerous tarantula that's actually venomous get out in his house.
Oh no!
And he found it dead under his daughter's bed. So that's Biggs. I don't think she lives there anymore as a guest room or something, but still. It was missing for a while. Yeah. I think I was talking to him when it got loose or something. It was there. He found it was missing. That was crazy. But yeah,
That's why I don't have anything that can kill me.
I don't think it could kill you, but it definitely is not a good day. I feel like any day.
Scorpion.
Your scorpion is right. You just have like the.
It's a
forest scorpion or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Asian forest scorpion.
All right. Speaking of creepy animals, I think this is kind of a similar keeper to scorpion keepers. We have the centipede guy. So also tattooed. Got the facial piercings. Probably bald. Wallet chain. Kind of a must. And then, they keep centipedes. Like the giant, horrifying centipede. Like
I think I know that guy. He's got hair, but I think I know that guy.
Yeah? It's a wig. Does he have the leather arm? Does he have the leather wristband?
I don't remember. I don't pay that much attention to him because centipedes aren't my thing, but I've seen them at the show.
Centipedes are terrifying. If you can't tell, these are kind of, my art's been inspired by Steven Universe lately. It looks a little familiar. So, I'm shocked that Biggs is here late. This is weird. See, Biggs loves centipedes too. Yep. He's got a wallet chain.
I like millipedes. Millipedes are
totally.
Lovely. Centipedes are nightmare fodder.
Millipedes are long isopods. So millipede keepers, I don't have a drawing, but I have some. We're going to get to them. We're going to get to those guys. They're very much along the same lines. But your centipede guy is the guy that bungee jumps. He gets in a mosh pit. He's not too scared of much. No, he's not. He runs a show. I'm away from work in a hotel. Okay. There you go. So Biggs has had a few. Beautiful. That's what I would do if I traveled for work. Millipedes. Look at this. Centipedes is pretty much everybody. I tried to get somebody to let me hold a giant centipede for Halloween. Just to pick one up and hold it but then they told me they don't even hold their centipedes because it's that big of a problem. Like it will just seem cool and then just latch onto you. So we kind of nixed that, but I still was willing to try. I thought that would make for great viral hits. Who's that? Brave Wilderness built a whole channel on that. So I'm going to get stung by every awful creature on the planet. Today we're getting bit by tigers. Centipedes are worst nightmare.
How is he still alive? Why is he alive?
He stopped doing the bites. He's got a new guy on the show. I don't know what he's doing now, but he's doing like more. Yeah, he's doing like talk shows and stuff now, or like late night shows with weird animals he brings on, but all harmless stuff, All right, this brings us to our ISO buddies. This brings us to our isopod keepers. So this one's very special to me. This is our isopod keeper.
Yeah.
He's got his 47 tubs behind him. That's the first of 6 walls. He's just freaking out over his new bin. That's the new bin, the starter set of a 12 count. If you're watching, it's a 12 count. Okay. It's not a 6 count. Love Rachel. She knows I hate 6 counts. All her stuff is listed as 7 counts. I don't know if that's because of me or not. 7s and 10s. All my critters, my centipedes still creep me out, but I love them. That's true. That's true, Ophi.
I can kind of relate. The scorpion I'm still afraid of her. I haven't held her yet, except with a glove. That's
probably fair. I feel like they're not meant to be held. They don't want to be held. They're predators. Like, that's not their thing. All right, so you've got your giant water bottle for all these tubs, your spray. You've got your bin of substrate over here. You've got 2 bags of leaves. That's just a few. Are you getting out your bin to show off?
Yeah. No, I'm comparing because I think I am this guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are. Yeah, you're in your like hemp woven throw rug hoodie.
Yeah.
You've got cork barks just laying out, random dirt on the floor, leaves. These are to represent the leaves in the bags. You've probably stolen leaves from your neighbor's yard in the fall.
No, I've got my own yard.
I have my own yard, but I'll go to my neighbor's yard that has like the maple, and I'll take their yard, like their trim bags that they put out for the garbage man. I'll run across the street and grab them. And they're like, now he just brings them to me. Now he just brings them over. Hey, man, do you need more leaves? Yeah, always.
Nice.
Yeah. And now I don't really have isopods that much. So I have 6 yard bags of leaves that I don't want to put on my curb because I don't want them to think it was a waste. That's how weird, like socially I am.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah, so that's your isopod guy. Now, your isopod guy is pretty much an introvert in real life. You get him on the internet into a group setting of people that want to talk about isopods, and they are like a flower. They blossom. They come alive. They are, and then you want to meet them at a show, and they're like, I don't know, man. And you're like, why? We've been friends forever. And they're just real cagey about it, and that's an introvert thing. I have an introvert wife. I respect it.
Or you try to get them on your show.
I've gotten so many introverts on the show, and the thing is, Rick, it's Ophi's fault. So if I have somebody that's like, I don't really go on camera. I don't like talking to people live, and it's like you're just talking to me. It's a conversation, and they're like, I said, listen, if I had a 9-year-old introvert who's like, well, at the time, she was like categorically shy, and she was just laying down tarantula information by the end of the episode. In the beginning, like in the middle, she was just laying it down and jumping in to tell us stuff, like interrupting her dad. It was great. Thank you, Chris. I did draw all of these, Luch. I did draw all of these. You do your own tattoos. I could never do tattoos. I'd be sad to have them on. Yeah, Biggs. Biggs is very shy. I don't think Biggs is an isopod keeper. I think Biggs has isopods like on the side. That's like a side hustle. Not that it's a hustle for him, but that's not his position.
Biggs can't be like nailed down to one specific category. He's all over.
No.
He's a Renaissance man of invertebrates and, well, actually, not even just invertebrates. I think he's into pretty much everything.
Well, his main start, obviously, is the mataquarist. It's fish. And then I didn't know this for a while, but Biggs actually will go around the country. He's from Canada, but he'll go around the country. He's coming to Chicagoland in April. We're going to do some visiting at the Shed Aquarium. And I'm super stoked to do that, because to go to the aquarium with a guy like Biggs, oh my God. My wife was like, can I come with? No, I don't. Absolutely not. I don't want you being bored or whatever, or towing me down. Like, no, you can't come.
No, this is a bros night out. We're going to go nerd out at the fish.
Like, if you want to walk around by yourself, yeah, you could be there at the same time as me.
Some beers.
You could be there at the same time as me, but I'm going to pretend I don't know you. Like, I don't want to see you. So, my girlfriend's yard for Oak. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but no, if I'm going to go out with my buddies, like I want to meet people, like meeting people at shows. I love my wife. I don't want her there. She's not into that stuff. She's not into any of it. So it's going to be the whole time like, when can we go? Or she's not as into it. Like, she likes the aquarium. She likes the zoo. But it's like, if I could go to the zoo with a fellow hobbyist, like a fellow like naturalist or whatever, somebody who's into animals in a major way, like that's way more exciting to me than going with my wife or like my mom. You know, like, yeah, I don't want to do that because it's nice. But the only cool thing about it is they ask me all the questions. They don't ask like the zookeepers or anything. They'll ask me, and I'm like, oh yeah, here, do this. So,
because chances are you know more about the animal than the zookeepers do sometimes.
Well, at least the docents. I feel bad for the docents. So, or like the teachers that go and try to tell their classrooms, like the little field trips. I had them. I had them. Had to interrupt the teacher. Sorry. At the Brookfield Zoo, we had this. It was like this giant hole in the ground that was essentially a moat. It was like a 15-foot drop down, and then a rock wall around that was like 3 feet high, and then there was this mountain in the middle, like that came up like 40 feet, 50 feet above the ground, and it was baboons. It was this clan of baboons that lived there, and it was there for like 60, 70 years. They just got rid of it like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was crushed because it was one of the best things there, but I guess it was falling apart, and they couldn't really fix it without tearing down the whole thing.
Huh.
Because I know at least a couple people that work there. But before they tore it down, this teacher's there with her. Sorry, I'm getting all jacked up. She's there with his kids, and they're like 2nd or 3rd grade. I just tell them, like, yeah, look at him. One of them yawned, you know. And I don't know if you've seen a baboon mouth. They've got those horrifying fangs, right?
Yeah, they're kind of intense.
Their canine teeth are like 6 inches long. She's like, what do you think he eats? And they're like, oh, fruits and vegetables. See, he's a herbivore. And I was like, no. No. Let's
see how
get this
pointy
straight.
those are?
Yeah. And I kept it a little chill, but my brain was like, tell these kids that it would eat you. It would eat you if it had the chance. I told them, like, no. They totally eat meat when they can. Like, they're omnivores. They're omnivores. Don't get it twisted, lady. She was real put off that I interrupted her. But I was like, no, they're omnivores. They can take down some stuff. So it was just crazy.
I was at the zoo in Atlanta, and we're looking at this exhibit. From this room, the only thing that you can see through the window is seals and penguins. Okay. And a group of school kids come in, and one kid gets super excited. He's like, oh, panda bears. It was all I could do to contain myself. I'm just like, what? We're looking at seals and penguins. You what?
Wow. That's a city kid. Did you freeze or did I? Okay. I can't tell which one of us is freezing.
Glitched out there.
Okay, we both did. The panda bears. That's too much.
See to your child. He has issues.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get him a tutor or something. He's probably homeschooled. He's probably homeschooled by like a meth mother or something.
Yeah.
Not to shit on meth mothers. If you're a meth mother and you're watching this right now,
they're doing the best they can.
I love you. Meth. You're doing great. I have a Patreon. If you're a meth mother and you like our show, I should care why. So
don't pander to them. They can't afford that and still feed their children and buy meth.
It's just $1 a month, man. It's just $1 a month. You can find that on the street. That's less than a K-cup. So we need to get into some more. So snake stereotypes, snake keeper stereotypes. Now there are 2 kinds of snake keepers. There are the Pokemon snake keepers. We got to catch them all. And there are the like naturalist keepers. So I think the naturalist keepers like to keep like locally sourced or local snakes that live in their area or near their area, or maybe from the United States.
Yeah.
What made me think of this was Russ Wilson at Aquarimax. Exactly. He has his
got those neat garters.
Yeah. So, and we were talking about garters because I have them in my yard. I have like 1 million in my neighborhood. They're all over the place. So there's those guys that'll have like, and now the hognose people are getting sketchy with that. Like they're becoming both. Like the hognose, I never saw them be popular at all, and now they're everywhere. It's all I hear about is hognose snakes. No, am I wrong? Have you not been hearing about hognose snakes?
I don't know. I don't follow the snake world as much, I guess.
I'm in a lot of weird groups.
I definitely know hognose snakes are more popular than they used to be, but
yeah, there's all kinds of morphs. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't know how they all of a sudden have like 20 morphs. Like you never heard of it before. Maybe I'm just out of it. I'm not really a snake guy. But I feel like the Pokemon snake guy, I don't really have a stereotype for the like local, I'm into snakes, naturalist type of style guy. I don't have a stereotype for that guy. But they probably work in the library. That's my only stereotype. Or have enough books to start a library.
Yeah.
But the Pokemon guy, this is my Pokemon guy. Okay. Shaved head for a dude. Probably a side shaved head for the ladies. Okay. Tattered clothes, the clothes with the holes in them. They don't look like they take care of themselves. We find out that shirt is like $200 t-shirt. It's like a Yee shirt that they cut holes in. Because they have like a $2,700 snake wrapped around their neck in the mall.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. They can't afford it themselves because they've got these massively expensive snakes.
So they have a little bit of a freezer rat smell to them. Just a little bit, which is why I should go to a show now because I have no sense of smell because of COVID. I lost it like 2 days ago. So yeah, and they've got to have like these different morphs. Like not only so I see they tend to kind of hyper focus. So you'll have like a ball python guy, and so he's got to have 67 different kinds of ball python. Kind of like the leopard gecko folks. Like some of the leopard gecko folks are like,
Yeah,
they've got to have every morph, and they're like, I'll throw this one and this one together and see what happens. But you have that Pokemon mentality that kind of goes with isopods, but it's on that extra. Like I know I complain about isopod prices sometimes, but at least if I spend $600 on green lasers in a year, I'd have 100 green lasers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would ostensibly make 10 times my money, 10 times my investment would be back. I don't know how fast they breed, but I would imagine in a year I could get 100 out of 10. I don't know for sure.
You're not getting all these different morphs. Yeah, some morphs, but not like reptiles.
No, and they're not as the morphs are crazy in the isopod world for about 20 minutes because they breed so much that by the time like 2 or 3 people are going to get those major huge sales out of an isopod morph, and then everyone's got them. Like tricolors, I guess, I've heard 2 stories now. I've heard they're super easy to breed, and then I've heard, what? I didn't hear that. I'm not having any success. But I guess Biggs is on now. He had a ton of the tricolors that bred for him in his supernaturalist setup. Anaconda keepers. Hopefully that's I know one anaconda keeper, and he does those like educational shows. He has that license.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a home zoo, traveling zoo. And again,
I remember seeing anacondas, little ones, for sale at reptile shows years ago. I haven't seen them recently.
Well, you're in your 30s, right? You're in your 30s. So you're on the tail end of that. You're on the tail end of that life.
Yeah.
When I first started on reptile shows, dude.
Anacondas and baby alligators. And
I bet, I swear to God, I could have gotten anything I wanted at a reptile show. Is this big red barn? Is about an hour from me. There's this big red barn, and it used to be the sketches. You could get anything you wanted. I've seen everything there. All kinds of reptiles, they had alligators, they had crocodiles, or whatever, like the Cuban crocodiles, I guess, are a thing. The dwarf caimans, everything. They had kinkajous. I got to hold a kinkajou there because the guy was trying to sell it to me, and I acted like my dad was there and going to buy it. He wasn't, and he didn't. It's the first place I saw hedgehogs live. They had livestock there, like chickens and quail and stuff. I don't know. I know what you're talking about. Like the shows were so crazy. They had raccoons. You could buy raccoons.
Yeah.
Pit bull mixed puppies. Which I don't know why you buy one of those. You could just find one on almost any street corner.
I've been to livestock auctions too. That's like, holy crap, you can own those. Foxes, skunks. Skunks are actually make pretty good pets, by the way. I babysat for a friend.
I've heard that. There's a lot of morphs for them, too. They have foxes now that they bred. It was a Russian study. They bred them to be docile. It was an experiment. And they finally bred them. They're like cats. It's like having a cat. So you can buy them for like $5,000, like from this lab, essentially. They turned it into a breeding facility. So, because they wanted to study like what causes aggression. So they kept breeding the aggression out of them. And now they're just like, they come out and they're just like, whoo. And imagine a fox would be such a cool pet, right?
Yeah.
What's that? Who's there?
Getting ready to go now.
You gotta go?
No, I don't.
Okay. I don't know much about the hognose. Are they the back tooth venom?
I don't know. She still has to fly here. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Is your mom back? Did she make it back from the...
No, we're discussing that. Like, she's boarded the plane.
Yeah.
But now they have to fly here.
Yeah, so it takes an hour and a half.
Okay. All right.
You gotta go?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. Moms.
I want to be there in plenty of time.
Flying moms.
Drive safe.
I hope she flies safe. Bravo. All right. And drive safe. I don't know. A kinky Jew. That's playfully... Coral.
I think you're on the wrong show, pal.
Coral. Yeah, see the old shows were awesome, and there were definitely those keepers were there for attention too. You'd have the people carrying around their veiled chameleon. You want to talk about a stressed out animal, a veiled chameleon on their shoulder. This guy's a patron of a reptile show, like at the show. This thing was like all flared up. It was pale. It was like basically out of color. It was white with this little hemipene out because it was just so stressed out. And it was like, dude, just get it out of here. Put it in a box. For Christ's sake, kill it. Just do
that thing
something.
is literally in the process of dying as we speak.
Just, oh my God. It was just like, what are you doing? And the guy totally started talking trash. And it's like, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't that's such a bad point. But you see that guy, and he's stressing his animal out. That's the difference between the animals. And then you see the people at shows with their big fat beardy in a hoodie, like they got a hoodie on their lizard, and that makes me want a beardy. Like I want a picture of me in my hoodie with my beardy in his hoodie, and we're eating strawberries, or fighting over strawberries. But then we get to, I don't know, stereotypes for roach keepers because I feel like they're kind of new.
Yeah, I don't know many people that keep roaches other than as feeders.
The only people I know that keep roaches, I only know a few, and then I've seen some online. And I will say the few that I know personally, those are people that are they don't care about other people's or they don't judge themselves by other people's perceptions. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care. They're like, think what you want to think. I'm going to be me. They're free spirits. Because essentially it's a roach. Whether it's gonna fly or be invasive or whatever, it's a roach. That's anybody hears that, 90% of the population hears the word roach and they're like, get away.
Yeah, no,
I can keep roaches. Yeah, but you see, some of them are beautiful. Some of the roaches I can tell you.
Those green emerald Asian roaches, those are fantastic. I'd love to have some of those.
So, of course. But if I told my mom, hey, I'm going to get green emerald roaches, she'd be like, no, you're not. Mom, I don't live with you. You're not putting my granddaughter in a house with roaches. You don't know this, but she lives in a house with roaches. They're in a cage. But you don't know this. They're for the ants.
These aren't kitchen bathroom roaches. These are we live in a little box. I've invited them into the home. Yeah,
I paid money for them. They're fine.
Yes.
You don't understand what your granddaughter's going through. My daughter's finally into the animals, so that's kind of cool. But the roach people don't tend to give a shit what other people's opinions are of them, especially, and it's not even a purposeful thing in some cases. In Angie's case, it's a thing. In Angie's case, it's a purposeful F you. I don't care what you think. But in everybody else, it's just that's just who they are. There's a personality. And I think that's cool. They're just chill. They're just very self-confident. And they don't care. They'll talk about roaches with you all day. Even if you think it's gross, they'll talk to you about it. They don't care. What other keepers were we talking about? Scorpions. Scorpions are kind of along the same lines as centipede keepers. I don't think it's not as intense. Yeah. You want to have that wild side. It's danger.
Because the centipede guy at my local expo, he also has scorpions. I think he's got tarantulas too.
Well,
he's got several things on that table that could cause some serious pain.
Yeah, right. Beetle keepers. Beetle keepers are varied, but they're more. I find that beetle keepers are more like scientists because propagating beetles is a lot harder than.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more work than a lot of.
And depending on the
Animals.
beetle, like that animal will spend a lot of its life cycle underground. And you won't hardly ever see it.
I've been talking to Lars Meyer about beetles, and he's one of the guests we had on from. I think he's from Germany.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
And yeah, so we basically came up with that they're potatoes for like 80% of their life. You have a little tub.
Yeah.
Like you think having a tarantula is having a box of dirt, like have a beetle larva. That's all you have. You have a tube of dirt. And you just know that it ate because the thing is gone. Whatever you fed them is gone. Millipedes. Millipede keepers are the same. Millipede keepers are the same as isopod keepers, except they have a real weird, not weird, I guess it's necessary, but it's kind of a weird infatuation with soil. So they have their flake soil, and they have a very intense recipe. It's borderline the same as the dart frog keepers. I almost didn't want to touch on dart frog keepers because I think I've made it pretty clear. But millipede keepers are way more chill than dart frog keepers, but I get that if you're giving out information all day and people just ignore it all day, and you've worked hard and you've learned hard and you know your stuff, and people just like, they ask the question, you give them the answer, they're like, I'm going to put them on Coca Core anyway. Yeah. Millipedes are more difficult to keep than isopods. I will say that for sure.
I think I killed mine.
I definitely killed mine. I definitely took some wrong steps. I didn't put them on Coca Core. They were on what I thought was a good enough soil. It wasn't flake soil, but I had a lot of the rotted wood, in there and everything. But it wasn't fermented enough, I don't think, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think everybody does that. So people have success without flake soil, I feel like. But what is this? Backtooth venom? Well, I think we're talking about the other, the hognose. Oh, no. So, bird keepers. Bird keepers couldn't have kids, but wanted them.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
That is
You've got
harsh.
A parrot. That is your baby.
For whatever reason, bird keepers, let's say they never had kids. Maybe it was a choice. They got a bird. Somehow they had that instinct still, but they didn't want a human, so they got a bird. That's a bird keeper. Mantis keepers have a lot of time on their hands. So mantises are way more high maintenance than you think. But mantises are the only insect I've ever looked at that looked back at me with intelligence. Like maybe a jumping spider. Jumping spiders have done that as well. But a mantis, if you look in a praying mantis's eyes, he's looking back at you. He's like, I think these things are smart. He's like, these giant pink things, I think they're smart, even though they're made of sausage. Yeah, you feel judged. When you look in a mantis's eyes, you feel judged. You're like, he's making up stereotypes about me right now. Like my mantis looked at me and was like, how many tits are you trying to have, dude? It has to say black. I don't know what that is. Blue-tongued skink keepers. Oh, they want to go on. Blue-tongued skink keepers are probably along the same lines as your beardy, right? I would say they're similar. There's more care involved in a beardy with a blue tongue. I don't know any real blue-tongued skink keepers.
I don't think I've known anyone that's had one.
I know two people that have them, and they were both rescues. They're both damaged, so it's not like a normal. They're rescue people, so that's their stereotype. Yeah. Permian black. Chris. So let's talk about dirt people for a minute. Let's talk about people that have their own substrate. So
dirt's a big thing. Dirt is a growing industry.
I get it. But let me throw this out there. And I have some cherished, beloved friends that are dirt people. They are making substrate. So Kyle, if you're watching still, Kyle from Isopods Anonymous, Ryan from US Springtails or Springtails US, I can't remember.
Springtails, yeah.
A ex-friend is known for his soil for some reason. So here's what I'll say about dirt people. They are very into self-promotion, and it is a cutthroat little business. So if you get into a market and you want to make some money with your dirt, like, God bless you. Like, it takes some work. It takes some ingredients. You should know your stuff. I don't know, without seeing test results from your soil, like scientific breakdowns of your soil, that you can tell me what it's made from and what it has in it, essentially.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about the ingredients.
Joe Schmo's dirt.
I like to see the ingredients, and that helps me decide whether or not it has value. But I think dirt people, I know more than the three I just mentioned, but dirt people tend to get this mentality. Like, they put the recipe together and they're super proud of it. And they're like, this is the best dirt ever. This is the best isopod substrate.
And then they kind of have that tunnel vision. Like, they won't look at any other options.
Well, not even that. It's like they just, all of a sudden they're on the market and they're pimping their soil and they're just throwing it out there like, this is the best ever. And it's like, settle down. Like, I love your self-pride. I love it. You got to take, you can't be coming at people like that, guns blazing. Like, just put your stuff out there and let it speak for itself. You got to do a little promotion, but don't, I don't know.
I feel like if you're trying to sell dirt to the average person, you gotta have some marketing in you. You gotta be a little bit aggressive if you're trying to sell dirt.
Yeah, I guess you have to sell the thing that's going to live on the dirt too. And you're selling the thing, and they're like, "What do I need for this thing?" You're like, "You need this stuff for this thing, and this is why, and this is blah blah blah." You know, if they're buying isopods, they've never bought it before. They should be asking you questions. So you can be like, well, this is everything you need right here in this soil. Okay, this is everything you need to get started. And this is why. This is why you want to come back and keep buying it from me. You'll see. And I get that, but I think a lot of these guys need to, like, chill. So I would say Aunt Sandy's bringing up flake soil makers, and I don't think that's a thing. Maybe it is, but flake soil is flake soil. I think it's pretty standard.
I don't know.
In my experience. But, like, so I know Kevin Nasser. He was on the show, and he makes flake soil. That's what we talked about. And for an hour and a half, we talked about flake soil, believe it or not. His recipe is just free. You can just have it, his recipe. If you want to go through the trouble of making it, I'll tell you something. Just learning about it for an hour and a half is a pain in the ass. Good luck. Have fun. Yeah. Make your own. But it sucks. That process sucks. Even for Kevin.
That's the one thing I know about flake soil is that it's not a simple thing.
If you want your house or whatever facility you're using to make it to smell like skunk beer 6 months out of the year, hey man, you do you. Okay, you do you. But that's what's going to happen, and that's what you're in for. So just buy it. Just buy it, and it won't smell like that because it's already processed, it's already fermented, it's already good. But the dirt people, I'm saying, learn some humility. Come into it with some humility. Have confidence in your product, but don't try to, like, burn everybody else.
I think we should get a bunch of these dirt people together and do, like, a dirt swap meet.
Ooh, that sounds good. I still have samples of 3 people's dirt here, actually, that I'm using in the ant thing. They sent me samples. One is on my Panda Kings. I used some of Kyle's substrate on my Panda Kings. I've already seen an increase in numbers. So
nice.
That's good. I have like a 12. Well, it was a 12 set off to the side for the oranges. The oranges. I already did it. I'm an asshole. So the red pandas. So there's like 8 regular and the 4 red. And I put them exclusively on Kyle's Isopods Anonymous substrate. And they're doing great. There's no more oranges, but there's like 50 babies in there. My dirt's better than your dirt. Yeah, Don, that's the thing. Like, that should be somebody's tagline. My dirt buries your dirt or something. I don't know. There should be some weird tagline. I'll come up with something. If you want to call me, I got you. I just want 2%. But I think there's just this weird, people need to settle down, like stay in your lane until you have those results out for your soil or you've been in it for more than a year. like, don't try to pimp yours as the best thing ever. Just say what it does. Just tell people what it does. Tell people the value of your soil, your product, whatever it is, without trying to shit on other people. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's a good business practice.
Remember that you're selling dirt, not some, German engineered precision machine.
And it's more than that. It's like, I don't know. It's like your recipe. Like if I was selling burgers, it'd have my recipe. And my burgers might be amazing. Actually, I pimped my burgers as the best burgers ever. But
your burger might be amazing, but it's still a burger.
You say that. But if you ever get the best of something, I haven't had a burger better than the burger we made at the cottage. But I've never had one better, to be fair. Never in life. But I've tried. I stopped trying burgers at places because I'm always like, it's good.
Yeah.
like it's good, I guess. It's fine. But yeah, okay, so that's my dirt people thing. Dirt people they tend to be real hype. Kyle stays out of that for the most part. Like he knows his stuff is high quality. And I'm not trying to like talk Kyle up specifically, but I think he's got that right attitude. I'm using him as an example. He's got that right attitude. He does have a quality product. He knows it's quality.
He doesn't need to toot his own horn.
He doesn't. He does a little bit. Yeah, he'll tell you his is really good, but he doesn't really like. I don't know. I haven't seen him be like, mine's better than this person's. He'll be like, try it and find out. So he's that confident about it. Like, hey, try it. You'll see. They won't share the recipe. Wait, Aunt Sandy, what won't they show the recipe for? Their dirt? Nobody shares a recipe for their dirt. Pelly gets some of Kyle's soil. Oh, she wants me to send some. I'm sending her pandas. She was one of 2 of the 4 people that were supposed to comment for free pandas. We need humble dirt salesman. Kind of.
And an annual dirt swap meet.
I should have a round table. I should do one of those round tables about substrate. But I feel like we just talked about substrate, and I don't want to make this the Dirto Buddies channel. The Dirty Buddies. We'll be getting way weird audience. I don't know whether there was anyone else.
This show isn't what I thought it would be about.
Show's kind of weak sauce. Let's see. Are there any other keeper? We had the danger keeper. We had the support animal keeper. I think we covered everybody as far as the stereotypes. I don't know if there's any more. Yeah, fish keepers. Fish keepers are too varied. Dart frog keepers. We didn't get into them. So, this is a stereotype. If you're a patron or you're watching this show and considering being a patron, this is not about you. And your dart frog keeper is not you. Dart frog keepers are assholes. I'm sorry. The only exception I know is Cheyenne Boots Houghton from Pod Solo. That's not just because he's a friend. If he was an asshole, he wouldn't be a friend. They are very rigid in their keeping of their animals. They're kind of like the dirt guys. There's one way to do it, and it's their way. And if you do it any other way, if you're on a message board asking for advice, they will burn you to the ground. They don't care. And I get that I get it. I get that they're passionate about their hobby and they want to get the animals the best care possible, whether they sell it to you or not. But they will burn you to the ground. They don't care. For asking a simple question, they will come at you like you just were like if you just asked, like, have you told your mom I don't know. I don't know what offensive question you could have asked them that they come back at you like you just asked them.
Was Hitler really crazy. That bad?
Yeah. Like you just said that and they're like, what? We lost their mind. My great grandma was Jewish.
Just like, get over it.
Yeah, I know a Jewish guy. How could you say that? And it's like, God, dude. No, I just asked if frogs need half water or half land. They can drown. It's possible. It's like, pretty much every animal in the animal kingdom can swim a little bit, right? You know that, right? You know they're in this much water, right? It's a box like this. Pretty sure they'll be okay. It could happen, I guess. But Dart Frog Keepers, find one that you can love and know. If you want to get into dart frogs, I would definitely contact Cheyenne Boots at Pod Solo. He sells them, he breeds them, he has them. He's a great dude. He'll walk you through whatever, and he'll work with you. But he definitely has, hey, here's what I would do. But if you go to the message boards, God help you. Like, just read for a while. Just scroll through and read. Don't ask a question for like the first 2 weeks. Just read and scan it.
Or if you're going to ask questions, sign up under a username that's not your main username. You have a throwaway account that, like, you don't care if people make fun of this account.
I mean, they're not going to come find you on your basic account and rag you out, but they're going to hurt your soul. They're going to say things that hurt you so bad that you rethink your religion. Like, it's bad. I kid you not. I've never been torn down so hard in a Facebook group as with Dart Frog people.
Oh, well, if it's on Facebook too, that's a whole other thing.
It wasn't Twitter. Let's be real. But it was like comments after comments.
I find in general, not with Dart Frogs specifically, I haven't really looked at that, but Reddit seems to be less toxic than Facebook in general.
Reddit, it depends on where you're at.
People.
Reddit, I haven't figured Reddit out yet. I'm supposed to be promoting the show there, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how Reddit works. I can't figure out what point it is. I don't get it. I was on Facebook since, well, I was resistant because I was a MySpace guy. Hardcore MySpace. It's where I met my wife. It's where I changed my life. She got me to come over here. I'd still be on MySpace. Me and Justin Timberlake, the only two people on here. What's up, JT? But yeah, Dart Frog people, they're intense, my friends. They're just, like I said, don't ask any questions for 2 weeks. Just scroll and look for the question you wanted to ask. See if it's already there. Search the group first. Don't ask it. Trust, please, God, for your own sake. You're in an IsoBuddies chat because you probably like isopods. Isopod groups on Facebook are some of the best damn people on the internet. I've never felt more supported, more like supported. I don't know, like more backed up than I do with isopod people. I'm confident. I'm comfortable with just about everybody in the groups. They're just great.
Yeah, it's a different community.
It is. There's nothing like it. Cherish the isopod community. Come for the isopods, stay for the support. There you go. That's our logo right there. I'll get some t-shirts made.
So I feel like trolling some of those Dart Frog groups now.
Dude, they're gonna wreck you. Don't even. They are professionals.
How deep should the water in my Dart Frog tank be?
I take them out to swim twice a week in my bathtub with my bare hands. Their fucking head will explode. Just seeing the news the next day, 37 Dart Frog keepers across the nation had aneurysms at the same time. We don't know why. I don't wish death on them. They freak out. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry if you're a Dart Frog keeper and you're watching this. It's probably not you because you wouldn't be watching this. It's probably not you. But here's my advice for you in your life. Every friend group has an asshole. Every friend group. If you have 5 friends, one of them's an asshole. If you don't know who that is in your group, it's you. The other thing about being an asshole, it's not up to you whether or not you are. It's up to everyone who experiences you. That was a hard lesson for me to learn. But it's not up to me whether I'm an asshole. It's up to everybody who experiences me. Okay. So if someone tells you you're an asshole, that's not your decision. Okay. You can't tell them you're not. Clearly they think you are. It's perception is reality there. Okay. So Dart Frog people, please take that into account. Show some patience with these new people. Help them propagate the hobby.
Gatekeeping.
Yes. And by your kindness, they will take your leadership and use it, and your knowledge and your wisdom that you have earned through experience and mistakes that you've already made, or through your community that you know, and they can grow with it too and pass that on to the next generation. Okay, so it's to everyone's benefit. that you stop being assholes and just be nice.
There's a couple more stereotypes. There's the gatekeepers.
Yes.
And the experts that don't actually know anything. You'll post something and they'll try to correct you, and it's like, no, actually, I'm smarter than you, and I've already thought of everything you're saying.
I was that guy for a long time. When I first got into Isopods, I like thought I knew stuff right away because I got all these friends, and I was like, oh, let me just correct this person. And it was like, I'm Oren McMonagle. Do you know who you're talking to? I never corrected Oren, but I know a dirt person that tried to. A brand new dirt person tried to correct Oren McMonagle in a Facebook group.
Yeah. Good luck.
I just got some popcorn. I was like, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, right.
So,
I ran into McMonagle's dad at a fish show.
He's alive? Like, McMonagle's not a young guy.
No, it was weird. Because there's an annual fish expo that I go to every year.
Sure.
And he was talking about how his son had written a few books about some stuff. I forget exactly what we were talking about, but it was bug related. And yeah, my son's written a couple of books. And
couple.
I'm like,
like 20.
What's his name? Oren McMonagle. You've heard of him? Yeah, I've heard of him.
Now, what's funny, here's what I would do, and I've done this in the past. Well, I haven't done this in the past, but I would ask for his autograph, the dad. And tell people, like, I have Oren McMonagle's dad.
I didn't have anything for him to sign. I thought about it.
Sign these tits. Like, what are you thinking, man? Can you just sign right here? What are you thinking, man? Bust it out. Seriously, get that picture. That's all you need. You got your phone. You got to go to Big's channel. Isopod support soil mix. That's a really cool thing, actually.
What is?
That you met his dad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like, what's your son's name? No kid.
Yeah. Really? Walt Disney? No.
He was surprised that I'd heard of him. It's like, yeah, he's kind of a big deal.
I bet he's tried to throw that name around a couple times and been like, no, like a PetSmart, and the kids are like,
yeah,
dude, I make $3 an hour. I don't give a shit about a book.
He's a fish nerd, so he's surrounded by other fish nerds.
Yeah, who probably don't know anything about bugs.
Yeah,
or
not
a
lot
basics.
Of crossover.
Here we go. They're talking about soil mixes. Don, I will agree with you. Aquarimax Pets, Supreme Gecko has a good soil mix. I use a variation of the Supreme Gecko soil mix. Chris Biggs has a good soil mix video. I use a variation of Wally's from Supreme Gecko still. I have changed it a little bit because I found out one of the things. I think we found out together that one of the ingredients doesn't really work as well as we thought. So it was the wood pellets you get for your smoker. If you have the smoker with the so we would rehydrate those and put them in there, like thinking the wood would break down. Well, it would take I'm betting it's breaking down now in my bin because I've had a bin for 2 years, 40 pounds. It was 40 pounds of product, and I just keep it moist. It's the whole mix. So I've had it for 2 years, just keeping it going because I haven't really needed it. I've gotten soil from other people. Making your own soil is a good idea if you have a ton of isopods. So if you need it. When I started, I got 80 pounds going right away, and I used 40, and I had 32 species. So probably like 40 bins. I wouldn't recommend that. I clearly overdid it, but that's like how much stuff I bought to make it work. So I would not recommend that. I would recommend if you're starting small, you only a couple species, get some, if you can, get some substrate from the person you're buying from. Because their isopods are going to be raised on that, and you're going to do better. You're going to do better. Okay, so say you get it. I'm going to mention again. Say you get it from Kyle or Ryan. Okay, with his springtails. Buy their substrate too. They're already having success on it with their animals, so you couldn't go wrong. You can't go wrong there. But yeah, if you're going to do it in bulk, really the only reason to do your own soil is to do it in bulk. Otherwise, it gets too expensive, and it takes up a lot of space to be mixing your own substrate at home. In my opinion, you do you. But in my opinion, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and a lot of space, and it winds up costing you more because you're buying 40 pounds of potting soil or topsoil and 10 pounds of calcium, and you know what I mean. You're buying all this stuff to mix up in it, so it's time consuming. It's money.
If you're only doing 2 smaller bins, then what are you going to do with all the rest of that stuff?
Wait, who said that I streamed with Oren? I did.
Yeah.
I damn well did. I'm the only one on the internet to do it too. Google that shit. Google it. Mark it on your calendar. I didn't realize that was the only interview he ever did online. If you Google him, you can't find a picture of him online. It's always a picture of somebody else that he's like talking to. Like he took the picture of the person he's talking to. Or it's a picture of his books. That's all you can find. Yeah. I tried because I was like, who else? Let me see how he interviews. I tried to do research. That's one of the few that I was still, to this day, I'm disappointed with that interview. I feel like I beefed it. But nobody else has said that to me. I've never gotten that feedback. So, but yeah, we had Oren on. It was a unique interview. It was, he kept getting distracted and he thought that I had a cricket in my room going off the whole episode. I don't have crickets. So I knew it was him, but I didn't mention it. So afterwards, he was like, that cricket was driving me crazy. And I was like, dude, that's your cricket. Like, don't be upset with me. That's your cricket. Yeah, it was pretty funny. He's a solid dude. He's kind of active in Isobuddies, the Facebook group, if you want to just tag him. And he'll answer questions or not. It's up to him. Yeah, Biggs has a new channel that'll have all kinds of stuff on it that's not fish. His Matt Aquarius page is going to be his fish, and then he's got the Realm Natura that I tried to help him name, but it didn't work. Oh, Luch makes his own flake soil. That's an endeavor. Yeah, I know a lot of people that mix their own substrate, and that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure it does fine.
That's what I usually do. It's usually a pretty basic, simple. I don't have a whole lot of stuff that I can add to it, but I'll crush up some leaves and bark and together. And I've done the wood pellets.
Yeah, you've got to let them. There's a thing you can seed them with, and I can't think of it. It's basically a mycelium, and you can seed a bin with that as you. I would mix it with the topsoil and make your whole mix, and then seed it with that mycelium to help break it down, the lignin. I don't know if it's the lignin that breaks it down or it's what it's breaking down. I don't know the science of it. That's why I don't make my own substrate.
I think the mycelium breaks down the lignin.
There we go.
Lignin is in the wood. And then
my brain is like, why don't you have NyQuil in you right now? Yeah. It's like you've been up
when
since
I had
4
COVID,
o'clock.
NyQuil I was living off of that.
Dude, my whole body is like, you've been awake since 4 p.m. What are you doing? It's been 6 hours. What are you thinking? But yeah, you could definitely make your own substrate. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's not like isopods need. Some species are harder than others, but they don't need rocket science to keep them. Like they're super not adaptable, but they're forgiving for the most part. But yeah, I mean, make your own topsoil. It's fine, or make your own substrate. Woo! Yeah, I'm losing it.
Some too.
So yeah,
I'm setting up another bin for like the Gestroy and stuff.
Just call somebody. You know what? F it. Call Kyle. Get on it. Or I think the Maites have their own substrate too. Maite Exotics. They have their own substrate. That's awesome as well. So yeah. I have had some bad experiences with some of the substrate folks, like let me think. Like the Permian stuff. I had an issue with that. There was another guy I can't find anymore. His substrate was bad.
Yeah, I've heard stories like that. Like, their flake soil killed my whatever.
Yeah, and it's like it's hard to pin that down. But if I've had somebody's. Yeah, but like if I've had, let's say, my Destroy on my substrate, and I'm splitting them in half, and I put the other half on the new substrate, and they die, like I have a total wipe.
Yeah,
there's no reason for that. If it's a brand new bin, Like a lot of 90% of your crashes are coming because you didn't fluff up the soil or adjust the soil, add new at least, or refresh the soil. And the substrate's like 90% frass. Like you can't have that. So that's most of your die-offs. So if you switch and break off into brand new substrate, there should be no problems. But if that whole bin dies off, then there's a problem with the substrate. That's for sure. So if you're having problems, just ask around. Like I said before, ask around if you're buying substrate for someone. Get some success stories from people that you know, or that you think you can trust. So, like I said, I've had success with Rhine Springtail Clay. I've had success with my Taste substrate, and all their stuff. Actually, they send me a box of leaves and all kinds of stuff, and like their cocoa or I can't think, their cork bark and all that stuff. So that went really well. And Kyle at Isopods Anonymous. Those are the three that I recommend for your substrates right now. There may be more. I just haven't had dealings with them personally. So, or make your own, whatever you want. So, but guys, I think that's going to do it. We went a little long today. I know we missed some stereotypes, but I think we could do that again.
Yeah, there's always next time.
I'm going to have to watch this just to read the comments because I missed so
always
many.
More people to rip on.
Always. And I definitely ripped on myself, like the isopod people. Another stereotype for isopod people is they don't just keep isopods. They started because they wanted bioactive, and then they realized that the bioactive stuff was more entertaining to watch than their whatever animal they keep it with. It just sits there all day. So they're like, oh, there's more of these? There's different colors? What?
Yeah. I didn't get into it for bioactivity so much as I think I was already watching some of Russ's videos, and then he started keeping them and other people started keeping them, and I started seeing them more and more, and it's like, oh, okay, those are kind of interesting. And I went outside and got some.
That's the best part about isopods is if you want to get into the hobby and just dip your toes in,
just go outside.
They're in your backyard. Yeah. My whole neighborhood is just inundated with my vulgari that my culls or whatever. So I dumped out, I think, 10,000 vulgari last year that I bred up for 2 years.
Crap.
Yeah, it was like 3 10-gallon tanks that I had with the soil like this deep. Vulgari, and I just was like, I can't do this anymore. So they were all from my yard originally. So out of those millions of isopods, I but I selected out the highest yellow that I could find. And I kept putting the gray ones back in to these 10-gallon tanks. And so then I just was like, here we go. I waited for spring and was like, be free. And then for weeks, it was just isopods everywhere. I was like, should I start dumping food out here? Should I start leaving bread or something? Like, I feel bad. I like wrecked the whole environment.
You're like that guy that keeps a cat for, 3 or for however long, and then you just take it to a new neighborhood and shove it out the car. Except you've done it with isopods.
It's a little different.
Thousands
My cat's not gonna. My isopods didn't destroy the ecosystem or, kill the last tamarin on Earth. They're awful. Crazy bugs and pods. I don't think I've seen that person before.
Yeah, there's some new faces in here tonight.
Yeah, there is. I've seen everybody else, I think, except for Crazy Bugs and Pods. Unless that's somebody that I brought over from Russ.
There were a couple at the beginning, I think, that I hadn't seen before.
Beta Cats or whatever is from Ryan. That's one of Ryan's friends. So it's good to see people back. So new people, thank you for coming. Old people, love you. You know I love you already. New people, I probably will. So far, so good. If you have a complaint about any of these stereotypes or you fully agree or you want to add to them, let me know in the comments. Beetle Guy, if you want to put 1 comment, 2 comment, 3 comment, that was very funny last week. I said I had 3 comments total, and so he put 1 comment, enter, 2 comment, enter, 3 comment, enter. So bravo, touche. I replied to each one, like I said I was gonna. But yeah, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button.
Leave a subscribe too.
Take home a subscribe. Go subscribe to somebody else first, then come back here. Think about it. Kick the tires a little. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. I don't know.
We'll be
if
here.
you think it's worth subscribing to, share a link. I don't know. I mean, I'm the guy who interviewed Orrin McMonagle. What else you want to do, huh? That was, I don't know what that accent was. That was like Jersey City.
Don't think too hard about it.
I'm not thinking hard about anything right now.
Go take some NyQuil.
I'm going to take all of the NyQuil and sleep till next Tuesday. But yeah, like, subscribe, share, comment. We have our Patreon. It's not in there yet, but I'll probably leave it in the down there part. Do you have anything you want to pimp today? Any sponsors? Anybody you want to shout out to that's done you well?
Isobuddies, mostly.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's where you first caught flavomanginitis, right?
Yeah. That's where I first contracted it.
Most people. Next week, we're going to talk with Eddie Lopez from Easy Eddie, Isopods. So we're going to talk about some cool stuff that I have to remember exactly what it is. But it's Isopods. It is Isopods. I don't know what part of the hobby we're going to talk about for sure. We've talked about it. What was this? Beverly Shedister? Thanks,
Bye.
Luch.
Thanks for coming.
Luch is going to come on. He keeps some massive freaking monitors in New Jersey. So I don't even know if that's legal in New Jersey. So, but yeah, next week we're going to talk to Easy Eddie. So, yeah, we've had some great guests. And Justin. So,
yeah, I'll probably be here too. You won't see me, but
we'll see you. Yeah, Justin is going to be here in the background. Oh, and F-Tech was here. Oh, I'm definitely going to keep going, F-Tech. I'm glad you keep discovering new people. Yeah, I'm not the great person on this show ever. I'm not joking. Like, I'm always blown away by the people that are willing to come on here. We just booked Ryan Marshall again from Marshall Arachnids. We booked him again. He's going to be on. We're going to talk about Old World versus New World tarantulas and the main differences there.
New Worlds are more itchy.
And Old Worlds are more bitey. So, I mean, take what you can get. That's all I know about them. So we're going to learn more than I know. Okay.
That's about all I know. That's everything I know about tarantulas.
Spoilers. We're going to talk. Who else are we going to talk to? We've got more stuff lined up. We're going to talk to Dustin again about plants, not shrimp this time. We're going to get that energy back on. So bear with me. I won't have COVID that week. So yeah, guys, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So stick with us, okay? Thanks for coming. And Justin, thanks for coming on. I hope you had as much fun as I did.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime, man. I'm going to hit end broadcast, and then you'll see how long it takes before we're out. So
all right.